just took mad long to grow my hair back. I said, bro, what is this? Like, I never even had my hair this short.
Well, hey girl, Cyn Doll here coming at you with another video, and I need you to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. That way you're notified every time I post another video, no matter what it's about. And today, this video is again a prime example of what I've been telling you guys. Now, before I play this video, before I play this clip, I want to say that I am not making fun of this beautiful woman in any way, shape, or form. I understand how devastating it could be to lose your hair, whether it is by somebody cutting it off or by you going through something medically, anything. It is not a good experience. So let me start by saying I'm not making fun of this woman, and I don't want you to make fun of this woman. Yes, use this as a teachable moment. That is it, just a teachable moment. So let's get into it.
It just took mad long to grow my hair back. And then she just go and cut my chin, bro. The chin really got me tight right now, bro. Y'all really think I'm joking, bro? I'm really upset, bro. What is this? Like, I never even had my hair this short. This shit is ugly. Like, bro, I can feel my scalp.
Now, if you look at this beauty's hair, not only does she not like her haircut, but she went to the Dominican salon to get their version of a silk press, a round brush blowout with the Dominicans, which is double the heat. Not only did she do that, but she has color treated hair, double process at that. Some of her hair is platinum blonde. So even though I wasn't there and I do not know this woman, I've been doing hair for almost 16 years, going on 17. Actually, mind your business how old I am, but I can almost tell you exactly what happened, because when you get really close, you can see that there are a lot of really short pieces around the top. This means that, see, look at that, that's so much breakage. The reason that Dominican hairstylist went ahead and just gave her this short bob is because she had burned out her hair with that roller set and that round brush and that flat iron that she gave her. Okay, that is what happened. So I know that right now we have a couple of people in the comments that are probably like, that's why I don't use heat, that's why I do wash and goes, that's why I only do blow dryers. Well, that's a problem too. As a people, we have to learn how to meet in the middle and find the place that we should actually be. Find balance, because we go from one extreme to the next. I want you to look at these videos that are going to pop up, and this is the closest thing that will resemble a wash and go. This is the closest thing, and this isn't even a wash and go. This is a cultural hairstyle from a certain nation of people, right? And it was a certain symbol. It meant something, all right? So they were not just doing this hairstyle for no reason. And as you can see, we as hairstylists, we have been constantly changing these styles around. This is where this style first came from, okay? That's where it originated from. So if we're really going to get into facts and our history and what our ancestors did or what they did before, wash and goes is not a part of our history. It is not. And if we want to believe that the people that came before us grew their hair out by doing styles that were very short and just something that took you little to no time, you are sadly mistaken. In my last video, I was telling you guys, too much is given, much is required, and this is a prime example of that. All right, the more protein you have in your hair, the curlier your hair is, and the less protein you have in your hair, the straighter it is, right? So too much is given, much is required. And this is why all of these different styles that are popping up in front of your face, these right here, oh my god, we used to do like a little twisty knot bun with twisties in the front. We have found so many different ways to take the hairstyles that come from our people, our actual people who look like you, whose hair textures were actually like yours. And I'm sorry, but one thing that you can see in common from all of these different nations, from our actual ancestors, one thing is very, very clear that they all share. All of their styles are with their hair stretched. Every last one. Even right here, they use a form of clay, and they also use a form of fire on their hair. So please do not think that our ancestors didn't use any form of heat on their hair, because that is not true, baby. And I also want you to notice that as they were keeping their hair stretched and using product, they didn't saturate it with the scalp. Look at how thick the product is on the actual lock versus the way the root is. Look at this, you guys. Our people did not just get up in the morning, wash their hair, throw some conditioner in it or throw some product in it, and then walk out of the house. No, too much is given, much is required. And if you want to have healthy, long, natural hair like your ancestors did, we do stretched styles that take a while. All right, look at all of these styles were so intricate. They took so much time, so much patience. All right, and this was not something that you could just do really quick. So most of the issue that we face is just simply running into brick walls over and over again, because we are looking for the easy way out. We're looking for a style that is going to show us like how we can go ahead and just wash our hair and walk out of the house like everybody else. But it does not work like that, because other people who have naturally straight hair, they can just get up and go because they don't have that much protein in their hair. But you have to do more intricate styles. And again, I want you guys to notice, as we're looking at all of these clips, all of these pictures are coming from so many different cultures, right? So many different places in Africa. Africa is the biggest continent on the planet, all right? The biggest one on the planet. So there were so many different cultures there, and all of them had different methods of stretching their hair, but all of them stretched their hair, okay? I'm sure there were some civilizations that didn't, but for the most part, their hair was their crown, so they treated it as such. All right, to be honest with you, in the 2022 right now, we pay more attention to our clothes, all right, more attention to those weaves and those bundles than you do your actual hair. And the truth of the matter is, the key to having healthy natural hair is not making sure that you don't wash it. It is not making sure that you don't comb it. It is not making sure that you don't add heat. It is not making sure that it doesn't go in ponytails. No, it is making sure that it remains stretched, so that the natural oil that is being produced in the sebaceous gland, which is the gland that lives in your scalp, producing an oil called sebum. And this sebum is meant to travel from your follicle all the way down your hair shaft. And this sebum is the magical essence from the gods, okay, that is growing out of your body. And guess what? Every person on this planet has a sebaceous gland. Even your dogs and your cats have a sebaceous gland. But see, the difference between a person with naturally straight hair and a person with naturally curly hair is just one thing, baby. The curlier your hair is, the longer it takes the sebum to travel down the hair shaft. You have to think about it like this: if you had a slinky, right, and then a pin, and you dropped some oil down, or water, let's do oil. You dropped oil down the top of the pin and oil down the top of the slinky with a cup at the bottom of both. Which cup would fill up fastest? The cup with standing up under the pin. Why? Because that oil only has to travel down a straight line, versus the oil have to go around the spiral of the slinky. It is the same exact thing. I'm not trying to separate us like that, but if you are a person who has naturally straight hair or a person who has relaxed hair, you would be on that category of the person who is the pin. Your hair is the pin. But somebody with naturally curly hair, your hair is is the slinky. So it's going to take the oil longer to travel down. That does not mean that your hair is weaker. It does not mean that your hair does not produce oil. It just means that your hair needs to remain stretched. And our ancestors knew that. The women that came before us knew that. That is why we have these styles. And guess what? God knew exactly what he or she was doing. You know why? Because the person who it takes the oil longest to travel down, which is people with naturally curly hair, right? Not only does it take the oil longer for it to travel down, you also have more time to go without washing your hair. So you do have the liberty of doing beautiful styles like this because you can go longer without shampooing your hair. So your styles can last you a couple of weeks or a month instead of a couple of days for a person who has naturally straight hair. But you must keep your hair stretched, because the problem is, if your hair is not stretched, it's the same thing as if your legs are not stretched. Imagine just sitting in one spot stationary for months, right? And guess what? It doesn't even have to be a month. Let's imagine that you're sitting in one spot for weeks, right? Or maybe even a couple of hours, just in one spot for a couple of hours. When you get up to move your feet are going to feel weird, like you're going to have to, get them and wake them up. Well, what do you think is happening to your hair shaft when you don't touch it for months and months and months at a time? This is why most people are like, oh, well, I have my hair in this protective style for 6 months and then I blow dried my hair one time and it broke off. That's not the blow dryer's fault. The problem is you put your hair into shock because it's not used to being touched. It's not used to being manipulated. As a black woman, as a woman with naturally curly hair, don't you ever let anybody else tell you that your hair is the weakest. Your hair is not the weakest. Your hair is the strongest. Your hair has more to lose than any other texture on this planet, period. Because the curlier your hair is, the more softer to softer linkages you have within your hair shaft, and it's just as simple as that. Someone who with really curly hair, she the captain of the team, okay? She got the most protein. And someone with naturally straight hair, girl, she ain't really get that much, and it's not a big deal, but that is just how it goes. And the key to having beautiful, healthy hair is making sure that your hair is stretched so the natural sebum can travel from the roots to the ends, because the only difference between a black woman with long hair and a woman of another race who does not have curly hair with long hair is the rate that the sebum can travel from the scalp to the ends, period. Our ancestors knew that, and that is why throughout history, even on the pyramids, all of the styles that you see are stretched hairstyles. On the pyramids of Egypt, you do not see them with wash and goes, okay? You do not. They are not washing and going. They have stretched styles of majesty that look just like this. They took the time. They had routines and patterns for everything, okay? For the way that they eat, for the way that they smell, the way that they brush their teeth, everything, because they understood how royal they are. When you are royal, when something is of importance, it has main priority, and you don't look for shortcuts and hacks and things that you can do really quick. Do you see how intricate this is? There is no way that these women were doing quick little hairstyles. No. Your culture is grounded in time and intention, setting intentions, seeing a clear vision of what you want in your mind, and making sure that everything that you do aligns with that so you can get what you want. And what does that mean? Okay, if you want your hair to get thicker, if you want your hair to be really body full, and I'm not talking about length, because having really long hair is not a goal for everyone, but if you want it to be healthy, and if you want it stop running into these walls, and if you just really want to follow the history of your ancestors, that is fine. You don't have to listen to me. I'm not even telling you what to do in this video or anything, but what I want you to do is look at the styles of your ancestors. Stop stop looking at rice water and all of these other things and henna and stuff like that. If you a black woman, go look at your ancestors. How did they wear their hair? How did they keep their length? They kept their hair stretched. They did not do wash and goes. They were not leaning on products to fix them. They did not. They understood that they were in partnership with all of the herbs and botanicals and everything that was on the earth. They understood that all of the tools and products that they could use in their hair were there to act as aids for them. They were not saviors. Products are not saviors. They are aids for the intentions that you set, for the patterns and the routines that you set. Again, I need somebody that is watching this to show me where. Give me a timestamp on when and where in this video you've seen a picture of someone who does a quick wash and go really quick. You guys, we have to stop going to other people who know nothing about us. The woman at the beginning of the video, beautiful woman, but you guys understand that if you are coloring your hair, there are certain things you just can't do anymore. And if you want to color your hair and get your hair straightened, you should probably go to somebody who know you, who know your hair. And guess what? I am so aware that there are so many dusty, rusty hairstylists out here that are not professional, but it is your job to know that there is a difference between a cosmetologist and a hairstylist. There is a cosmetology license and there is a licensed hairstylist, and you need to know who you are dealing with. Book a consultation. Do not walk into a hair salon aimlessly. Set your intention. Know exactly what you want, what type of results you want, what intentions you're setting for your hair growth journey, and then get on the computer, on your phone, whatever you have to do, and look for somebody who meets those intentions that you set. And do not book an appointment, and don't you pay a quarter until you book a consultation with somebody who aligns with your intentions. Okay?